June 7th, 2009, my sister and I were baptized right there by my pastor. We changed probably in this room or this room. This is a possibility too. But one thing I do know is there's a picture of me and her sitting right on these steps. And that goes to the point of this video. So we get baptized, right? I was a terrified child, right? I was just scared of everything. I was not the man I am today, the half man I am today. The nowhere near, right? So terrified of the water. It wasn't that I didn't want to get baptized. I just was scared to go under, you know? I got a pastor that I trust. He's literally like family, and I'm afraid he's not gonna let me. All these thoughts running through a little 10-year-old's head. So my parents had this camcorder, this old Sony camcorder, and it literally recorded onto cassettes. And so they brought it, obviously, and they filmed the whole thing. That night, we go home. It was a night service when we still had night services. They had taken in the camera, taken in all the cassettes, and they left the charger in the car because they were charging the battery on the way home. So that night, people came by and were checking doors. And of course, the one night, parents didn't lock the doors. So they stole the charger. So it's almost like our lives were frozen in time at that point because cell phones weren't really popping with cameras like they are today. And we didn't really have the capability to just like go out. And I don't remember what all the thing was about why we couldn't get another battery, but we didn't. So there is a pretty much, not time machine, what's the word? Time capsule. There's pretty much a time capsule in a bag in a closet at the house. So I've kind of picked about it like, hey, when can we maybe like find a battery, find like a charger? I want to go back and look at my life. That came to a culmination this past weekend. So we go back and get the thing out. I find like the battery pack they have a rechargeable battery, and then there's a battery pack that you can put AA batteries in. Sucker took 6 AA batteries, pop in there, throw it in the thing, boom, it cranks up. So we have to get the old TV out, turn it on, make sure it still works, to be able to plug in the old 3-pin AV cables, right? To plug that in to get audio. So we sit down, me, my parents, and my girlfriend sit down in our little room, our little office room with the old TV, and we start watching from the time I was birthed out of the womb until I was baptized. And I thought it was the coolest thing, going down memory lane, seeing all the places. There's shots, we used to do plays here. There's like full-blown plays that we had. There's like 2.5-hour tapes, and they have like 3 of them. And I'm like sitting there, and number one, it was just really cool to see like, man, this is my life when I was a kid. Like this is it. But then also on the flip, it was really cool because they recorded everything. Now, my parents live very private lives, right? They don't post on social media really, like anything. But there was everything that had to do with our lives in this camcorder and all the cassettes on there. And I was like, it gave me all the motivation in the world. I've been wanting to create content. I've been wanting to do all this stuff. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I literally have parents that were practically vlogging. I mean, there's literally a full Christmas of a camcorder setup. One day we're gonna digitize all that footage and I'm gonna show you some of it. They literally set up on a table and just was recording our entire Christmas of us opening, just us 3, before it was the glory days before the sister came. So, but just showing all the stuff that we're opening and all that. And I'm like, they're literally vlogging before vlogging was a thing. I say that to say, this channel, I'm excited about. I really am. I'm finally doing stuff that's giving me motivation. And at first I was worried about video ideas and all that, but I'm really excited because I want to build this thing where I'm able to help people. And I also want a different side of it that shows, hey, this is my life. I want to be able to show one day my kids, and then when I have grandkids, I can show the grandkids my kids' lives. Like, I'm super motivated right now. It was super inspiring, super nostalgic, obviously, and seeing some of the same places that like I'm working in actively today, like around the church and all that. It's so cool. So motivation for you, pull the camera out. I don't care if it's a phone. I'm not letting my like fear of being in public with my camera, I'm not letting that get to me anymore. Let's go, let's make content, let's give some stuff to our kids so they can look back on their life and be like, oh man, this was cool. Like, this is a cool thing. I'm gonna do that. This channel, I'm super excited about. If it turns into another channel, like family channel, work channel, life channel, work channel, other stuff, I don't care. I just want to make content, inspire people, and eventually show my kids one day what Pops was up to, and then what Granddad was up. Granddad, that's such an, I gotta workshop. I have years to think about that, but I gotta workshop what I have on my dad's side, this is random, I have on my dad's side Mimi, Papa, and Grandma, Grandpa. I don't have any Nanas. I don't have any Meemaws. I don't have any of that. So you gotta workshop the names. Grumps. I call my dad Grumps sometimes. This is going off on a tangent, but back to reality. I love each and every one of y'all. I'm gonna continue down this journey. I'm super excited, super inspired. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I'll see you in a further video where it's more like, you know, just this was a nice little talk. Let's just have a talk. Maybe I'll have a video every once in a while that's like a Talk Tuesday. Workshop the name, terrible with names. I love you all. I'm yapping. Hope you have a good week. Rest of your week, rest of the days. Shut up, Dylan. Goodbye.